All right, markets are shaking off any concerns for the time being of the coronavirus on word of a possible treatment, not a vaccine, that could deal with some of the symptoms of the disease, not the disease itself, as China pours a lot of money not only to shoring up its economy, but promoting more medical research and the like here. It has the money to do so. The latest on this from Texas Republican Congressman Michael Burgess. By the way, not only was he just briefed by the CDC, he is a family doctor who practices medicine, knows of what he speaks. So, Congressman, very good to have you. What did you learn from the CDC?
Well, look, this is the third briefing we've had in 6 days, just to give you an idea of the importance that is being placed with this. I'll tell you, I've been here through a number of other public health concerns. This is the most concerning. This is potentially the most dangerous of any of those crises we've encountered, from SARS to Ebola to Zika to today. This virus is spreading rapidly. The case rate reported last Thursday was 7,000. It's in excess of 24,000 6 days later. The reported deaths were under 100 a week ago. They're closing in on 400 today, which just gives you a sense of how important this is. Now, the good news, case rate in the United States is only 11, and it has not increased in 3 days. So that's a positive. And then I got to hand it to the administration. They did declare a public health emergency last Friday, and they have stepped up controls on people coming into this country, increased the quarantines. This is important that people be quarantined for 14 days. Traveling from that area where the virus is so prevalent, because the last thing you want is for it to get loose in this country.
So anyone coming from that region, whether they exhibit the signs or symptoms to this disease, are quarantined?
Correct. They have been screened at least 3 times there before leaving downstream, and they are screened when they get here. And if there is reason to think that they have been from an area where the virus has made an appearance, they are either self-quarantined or quarantined on military bases for 14 days. 14 days seems to be a good length of time. There are some people that argue that, hey, it could be shorter than that. But from the briefing I was just in, there seemed to be consistent opinion that 14 days is still required.
But a lot of people have already gotten in here before that quarantine recommendation, right?
And that's the concern. Case number 1 up in the Northeast, the individual fortunately self-identified and said, look, I was just from this area. I'm feeling sick with these symptoms. Maybe you better check me out. And they did. So that's the good news. It, unlike perhaps what we saw with Ebola, where several people were affected before the disease was identified in the index patient, he did a good thing by coming forward and identifying himself.
Congressman, Doctor, thank you very, very much. Good having your read on this. That's very important, and we appreciate it.
Great, thank you.
All right, you already know